Okay, I got a wild story to tell you. So this lawyer turned pastor, no, that's not the story, um, went to this hotel, checked in about 3 in the morning. They didn't even think he was coming. I guess for whatever reason he didn't call and tell them. Anyway, it was so wild because his hotel didn't have water, his hotel room. So he calls down to the front desk and he tells the lady, he said, "Hey, for some reason my hotel room does not have water." She said, "I know. For whatever reason, yours is the only room in the building, but it doesn't have water." And he's like, "Why would you put me in this room then?" And she said, "Well, there was another man there, but he got so mad that he didn't have running water that we moved him and gave you the room, and we didn't think you were coming, so we thought it would be okay." This guy went off on her. Went absolute. The pastor, he's the pastor, right? And he said, one of the phrases he used, he's like, "I call you stupid, but you're an insult to the word." He said, "You're literally, you need to go apologize to your mother. You're ashamed of this creation." Or just, I mean, just lost it on her. Just absolutely ripped off her head. And I mean, crap down her neck, as we like to say. And so at the end of it, she didn't say nothing. And he said, "Are you still there?" And she said, "Yeah, I'm here." And he said, "Well, do you have anything to say for yourself?" And she said, "Yeah." And he could tell she started to cry. And she said, "You know, I'm really sorry. And I don't make much money, but I sow into your ministry every month. And I really feel like I failed you, and I pray for you all the time, and I follow you, and I go to a Bible school, and you're part of our Bible school teaching, and I follow you, and I'm really sorry. I apologize." And he said, "Oh," he jokes in the video and says, "Oh, I was just kidding about what I said, right?" Right then he felt so bad. And he said, when he got off the phone with her, he could not shake what he said to her. He could not let it go. So he goes down to the lobby and he finds the girl and he literally gets down on his knees and he says, "Please forgive me. I would die if someone talked to my wife or daughter like that. And I am so sorry for the way that I spoke to you. I literally just hurt God's heart." And he said, "I knew it when I said it. I knew that I did." And a year later, he goes to her church to preach. And again, he was already affiliated, and meets the pastor. And he said, I heard that you met one of our girls at her job at the hotel." And he said, "Yeah, what'd she tell you?" Well, the girl did not tell the pastor how terrible the lawyer pastor had been to her. She forgave him, I'm assuming. And so then the lawyer pastor told the pastor of the church, he's like, "I got to tell you what I said. I got to tell you what I did." And so he proceeds to do so. And turns out the head pastor says, "When you say that about our mom, you may not know, but we literally found her in a trash can. She was abandoned at birth, and the only thing she has in this world is Jesus. And she loves like Jesus, and she understands that at a level that most of us don't." And the lawyer pastor started to cry, and he said, "I need that. Teach me that. Give me that. Because clearly I don't." And that whole story is amazing and heartfelt, and God, we all have to do better. But this is my takeaway. How many people see you professing to be a Christian, supposedly loving Jesus, and they see the worst of you instead of the best? I have teenagers, and one time in a heated moment, one of them said, "Why would I want to be a Christian? You look miserable." And it really made me think. It really made me think. What in my life is transpiring as misery? How am I carrying myself? What am I doing in my day to day that makes them think this way? And so this woman saw the man's name in the story and thought he would be okay with the situation if he showed up and all these things. But how much does our ministry speak to those around us? How much could she have gave up on Jesus in that moment based on someone she really looked up to being in the hotel and responding like that? How much does what we say every day affect the people around us that makes them want to know Jesus more or not want to know Jesus more? That's a big one. I've thought about it all day long. And it makes me think and evaluate the way that my kids see me living my life. Do I have the joy of the Lord? Not every day, because I give it away. It makes me think about the way my husband sees me, my close friends, the way people see me at my worst. You never know who's watching you. You never know who's put in front of you. Your attitude, your response matters.